What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk podcast. And today I got a special guest. He's been on here before, but the last time I think was before we played the Cowboys in that dreadful 4-11 season. And so it's good to see my guy when we have things to talk about that can make us feel good, optimistic, not just Danucci and losing to Andy Dalton and stuff like that. So for those who don't know, go ahead and introduce yourself, my guy.
Hey, you already know how we rocking, bruh. Yeah! Warm it up, though. Hey, you know what time it is. You know who you want with. You know who you rocking with. It's your boy, Philly Notion. Hey, and my guy, Philly Mike the GOAT. We in this thing. Y'all already know. Hey, listen, if y'all new to checking out my channel, y'all already know it. Y'all see it right down below. Hey, go stop by. Y'all know what to do. Go hit that subscribe because we rocking this Eagle content. Bro, first and foremost, again, hey, humbled to be on the channel. I know it's been a minute. Last time, y'all know how we like to stir these Cowboys up, these Washington, whatever they want to call themselves, the Giants. Y'all know we go ahead and let them know exactly what time it is on the channel. But I'm humbled to be on with my guy. Hey, salute to you. You already know. Let's go and get into it, bro, because I'm excited about this season. A lot of people been, doing a lot of hating on me because I'm very optimistic on the team. But, hey, from what I'm seeing, I got that right. So that's what it is.
Hey, it's looking good. It's looking real good, especially when you see a young quarterback in year two. I mean, it's physically year two, but let's be honest. The dude played 4 games in a COVID season under a organization that just flushed everything down and restarted besides Howie Roseman. And we'll talk about him later. But, he comes out the first day in camp a little bit off, a little bit rusty. Second day, a little bit better. And third day, even better. So that's all you want to see from a young guy. And what's your overall take on Jalen Hurts through one in 3 days?
I'm going to say right now, he's progressing exactly how he needs to be. We ain't going to act like training camp and practices ain't where you're going to make mistakes. Of course, this man's learning a new system, building new chemistry with his teammates. So I expected for there to be some kind of rust going out there, in the first couple days. But from what we're seeing from Jalen, it's constant improvement every day. That's what you want to hear from your quarterback. So, I'm telling y'all right now, Jalen Hurts is on track to, again, my thoughts and my opinions on it. He's trying to be the best quarterback in this division. And it starts in training camp, and it's looking good in my opinion. So, hey, I don't take too much of all the, the interceptions. I know we was getting flooded up with that, on day 1, day 2, there was some picks. Hey, listen, that happens in training camp. So as long as he's getting all the mental mistakes out there, Jalen ain't got nothing to do but continue to grow. So that's how I'm feeling.
Hey, perfectly said. And again, this is not a 3-year, 5-year vet coming in here. This is a guy who has to take his lumps before success can hit him. And I like it. I like the control he has of the team. First day, a little rusty, like we talked about. And what does he do? He's sitting after practice with his receivers, talking about what we got to do to be better. Just an absolute leader. And that's what you want. I mean, at the end of the day, before Dak Prescott became a decent quarterback, they held on to them qualities, and he definitely got them qualities. And so it's only up from here. What is your take on, let's get this out of the way. Shout out to all you guys in the chat already. Nina, Gico Fisher, Primetime, Stephen Joyce, Vic 3, Merciless, Heads and Tails, Angry Eagle, Rome One More, Ethan Wagner. Shout out to all you guys. Murder Music, Waylon Sembley. Shout out to all you guys. But what is your take on Zach Ertz's new look, him coming back? And, listen, we got our second corner. Do you see him having a bounce back year and turning the table on the whole Howie Roseman argumentative thing? Or do you still think something's up for him to end up getting traded or let go before the season? And we will talk about Carson Wentz, guys, in the chat. That is going to be a big topic. We'll save it for a little bit more people jumping in, but go ahead.
Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you right now. So the way Zach Ertz, of course, came to training camp was an instant, it shocked everybody because he did come, of course, with the new look. Of course, my opinion, he looked like something right now, off of Dragon Ball Z. He didn't came out straight Goku Super Saiyan on him, ready to rock this year out. You already know. But, hey, I'm going to tell you, I respect the man for showing up to camp. my opinion, I do believe he's just doing a lot of this stuff so we ain't getting fined, going the Marshawn Lynch approach. It is what it is. But at the same time, listen, I expect for Zach Ertz to go out there and compete. We all know he's salty on his contract situation. He's being a professional about it. But again, how I feel about Zach Ertz, he needs to go out there and compete for his job, because I'm not going out there just handing him the first round starting position just because, we know he's a legend in Philly, but we do have Dallas Goedert that I believe, in my opinion, he's probably going to be our day 1 week starter. So yes, I still believe the Eagles are going to find a way to trade Zach Ertz. This is the time where, and again, I know some of us got some high disregards against Howie Roseman, but we got to be patient as an organization. Howie doesn't do business moves to make us happy as fans. He's going to try to get the best value from Zach Ertz. And if that means sitting on him, having him sit on the bench or, just playing minimal roles until, unfortunately, if injuries happen in this league, so if another tight end gets injured, Zach Ertz's trade value is going all the way up. So I believe we're still going to trade him, but worst comes to worst. He plays out his contract, we get a comp pick. So Howie's trying to make the best business move. He's still getting traded before the trade deadline.
Yeah, I agree. He came in, and that was a good one. We heard shout out to Vic 3 and a bunch of people talking about the real Slim Shady. But I like the Goku. I like the Super Saiyan 2 narrative as well. But yeah, look, listen, you go to training camp, you save $40K. $40K, it might not be a lot to them, but it's a lot to us. With that being said, keep everything on the up and up, because you don't want to push the fan base all the way off if you end up having to play here. He knows how this fan base is. And deep down, he got a lot of love for the city of Philadelphia and everything he's built. I think the bad blood is really between him, his paycheck, and Howie Roseman. And he's a veteran. He knows he took the sour route last year, and the sour route, I'm not saying that's the reason why he got injured, but in that process, he got injured. And he got nobody from the NFL looking to pay money to get him. $8 million is a lot for a bad tight end, but if you still think he's in the category of top 5, $8 million with what Hooper's getting paid and Kelsey and them is still a discount, but they don't see it, and so he has all the incentive to say, if I am an Eagle, I'm going to be the second fiddle to Dallas Goedert, but when I do get my chances, I got to show him an all-pro level, which is only going to give Hurts another weapon. And so I do think Howie Roseman, he did so much for us this offseason. I'm not ready to forgive him fully, but I do think he has the card out saying, let me look around the NFL, let one injury happen, and boom, there's the card to play. A wild, and we'll see where that goes. All right, shout out to everybody in the chat. Listen, real quick, we do got 50-something people in the chat already. I know a lot of other people are streaming as well. Listen, if you haven't subscribed to my guy, Philly Notion, you don't just get one content creator, you get Philly Notion and Philly Potion. He's
yes, sir.
So look, the link is pinned. All you legitly got to do is click the link. It's going to bring you right to that guy's site. Hit the subscribe button. And the crazy thing is this. He's 53 subscribers. Oh, we got 53 people in the chat, and he's 53 subscribers away from 1K. Get my guy there. And look, I've been wanting to collab with him again since the Cowboys lost. That's how long it's been. Now, let's get to this Carson Wentz talk only because it's important for a possible first, a possible second. What do you think about it?
Now, I'm going to tell you right now. Again, I know we was talking a little bit backstage, and I told you I kind of woke up a little salty on the situation just because I know the value. Again, this now changes our perspective of us now getting a second-round pick instead of a possible first. So it's sad, honestly, that Carson, for whatever reason, can't stay healthy. That's the storyline of his career. Right now, it's looking like he's being destined to become a permanent backup on some team because can't no team count on him. Again, it's a lose-lose situation for every team involved. The Colts lost, Carson lost, the Eagles, we losing in the sense of our pick. So it's not good news on any situation. I pray for the man's betterment of his health, but again, when you look at it, we honestly did the right thing because if we would have kept Carson Carson would be on this team right now, possibly with this injury. And I ain't trying to be dealing with that. We saw way too much in Philly. Injury's a big concern for us. So my whole thoughts on this situation, again, I wish the man a speedy recovery, but hey, listen, I'm going to go ahead and accept reality now. We're more than likely getting that second-round pick. I don't believe it's going to be a first. I don't see him playing 70% of those snaps. I mean, who's their backup? I don't know if there's conditions in if the Colts make the playoffs without Carson, do we still get a first round? Because I don't believe that their backup quarterback is about to give them no kind of playoff push. So that's where I'm at. I'm accepting right now. We more than likely getting that second rounder.
Yeah, and if we do, it's not the end of the world if that Colts come out and have a bad season, because now you're getting what would be a late first to an early second, and it still puts us with 2 2s and 2 1s to still execute something. But that's more of the importance of Jalen Hurts got to be the guy. You know what I mean? So we can use these 2 1s and 2 2s to get talent and not really try to now even put more ammunition into a Deshaun Watson trade, because now it's only 2 firsts. Not, you know what I mean, or moving up to get one of these new college quarterbacks. But when I look at the Carson Wentz situation, it's like my first thing that crossed my mind was, dang, we're not getting a first round pick. It is what it is. But the second thing was, imagine if he wasn't solely trying to get out and Howie Roseman brought this guy back. So after we see the legit upside of a Jalen Hurts, where we know he has things he has to work on, but we saw things that make us think, wow, he might be able to do it. Then we go ahead and bench him. You know, he got a mindset that, you know, he wasn't good enough, just to see Carson Wentz go down again. And now, you know, he's even more hard to be traded. Jalen Hurts, I don't think his confidence can ever get shot down, just the way he carries himself. But we dodged a bullet, to say the least. We definitely dodged a bullet. And, we still got a second-round pick and a third-round pick possibly for Carson Wentz. And let's be honest, you know, if he would have stayed in Philly and had one more injury, now you're talking, you know, the ACL, the back, the arm, now the foot, it would have been a lot harder to trade him. So not only second round and third round pick would have turned into a third and a fifth. So I think at the end of the day, because of Hurts being here, I think we made the right moves. And look, I'm not ready to forgive Howie, and I want to talk about that, but I do want to get into the training camp. Shout out to Eagle has landed. He said some good points. But Howie Roseman, we'll talk about him. He definitely came around. So let's go to the defense. Give me some players who stood out to you on defense through the first 3 days of camp.
Well, I'm going to definitely say right now, I've been keeping my eye like a battle I've been really watching on the defense, of course, is the Derek Barnett and the Josh Sweat. From what I'm hearing, I mean, they're both putting in that work right now. So, you know, I kind of did a little bit of listening to Jonathan Gannon, and, you know, he was kind of explaining that both of them look like starters. So, you know, right now, I believe that Josh Sweat, you know, I believe he's going to take more of a step up in this role. But, yeah, definitely Josh Sweat's one I'm keeping my eye on, because I do feel he's going to be a starter over. If it comes down to Barnett and Sweat, I believe Sweat's going to end up taking that spot. And BG will probably be out there. But again, we truly don't have a complete look at how the defensive scheme is going to line up. From what JG is saying, you know, we're going to have different looks. We're going to have different coverage schemes. So again, it's going to be interesting to see some of these players rotating, maybe moving around. You know, I don't know if I got to see what the scheme's looking like, honestly, to say who's going to be out there starting majority of the time. But again, I do, for whatever reason, see Josh Sweat supplanting Derek Barnett, for that starting role this year. So that's definitely one of the defensive battles I've been watching. And of course, you know, got to keep an eye on the secondary and the cornerbacks. I'm hearing names like Josiah Scott having interceptions at practice. I didn't even know who this man was. So again, I'm watching secondary, brother, and of course, I'm watching that line.
Yeah, I think you hit on a nose. The defensive battles, definitely you want to look at that second defensive end position. Josh Sweat got the nod to start over Barnett in day one. And listen, if we're going to do again, it says, and we're really going to rotate these defensive ends, and you got a guy that you believe in, Barnett and Sweat can play both sides, you're going to rotate. There might even be a possession or a play where Barnett's on one side and Sweat is on the other, and both BG and Kerrigan's getting some time off. Because listen, let's be honest. The proof is in the pudding. Brandon Graham had his best first half season ever. The dude had I think he had 7 sacks in the first 8 games. Then he finished with 9. So that could be saying that him being up in age, he can still get it done at an all-pro level, but he's running out of gas at the end of the season, maybe at the end of games. So you take 30-plus-year-old Brandon and 30-plus-year-old Kerrigan, and you cut their snaps in half. Now you're getting a more dominant player for your bang for your buck. You're not getting 70 snaps and only 35 at high quality and the other 35 low, because you're getting the 35 from another high quality player. And I think a guy like Barnett and Sweat can go to the opposite side. So it's going to be very interesting. But yes, as soon as Sweat heard that he has a chance to be the starter, he just turned his game up to another level today and day 2. And I love it. I broke down in a video a couple days ago Sweat and Barnett, and Sweat led in every category except for quarterback hits. And I believe, don't quote me, I think Barnett had 521 snaps and Sweat had 400 and something. I think there was 114 more snaps to Barnett, and he still led in all the categories. So yeah, I think the combination of them is good. They're both playing for a contract. You know that. Look, Barnett's on a 5th-year option, but Sweat is on his 4th year, and he was a 4th-round pick, 130. So
last year,
we're going to give one of these guys a contract at the end of the year. I don't see us doing both unless the money's right. Just say Brandon Graham shows that this is his last year, or Kerrigan shows it's his last year. Then you might just pay both of them. If I know Vic 3 is going to kill me. I mean, I got to see something from Barnett in this game, in this year. Don't get me wrong. He hasn't shown me. He showed me flashes, but nothing consistent. But if Brandon Graham shows some consistency, they could be your 20-year-old defensive ends as you fill the roster up with more talent. Because let's be honest, if Graham has another year, it's only this year and next year. Kerrigan maybe this year and next year. So we do got to fill defensive end spots. Let me ask you this though, Fletcher Cox in the middle. What type of season do you think he's going to have? A similar season to last year, or do you think he's more healthy, has more help on the line, and is going to, make his play worth his pay, I should say?
So again, we all know, listen, Fletcher Cox, he's the key of this, the middle of that defense. So I believe this year, just off of the scheme and the different looks that we'll get, I do believe Fletcher Cox is going to have a more impactful year than last year. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like we ain't watching a little bit of Fletcher Cox decline a little bit, because again, I don't think he's that same, pro dominant. He's getting to a point where he's needing a little bit of help out there. But again, with having people like Hargrave on the line next to him, again, with the different cover schemes and looks, and I believe we're actually going to be doing some blitzing this year, something we ain't seen this team doing in some time. So I believe with adding a blitzing type of a principle to this scheme, that's going to help Fletcher Cox out. So as long as Fletcher Cox is getting more one-on-ones and things like that, again, from the different looks that we'll throw at teams, I see Fletcher Cox having a more impactful year. How impactful? I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say, 10 sacks, none of that. But again, you have to account for Fletcher Cox on every play. I mean, by the time the ball snapped, Fletcher Cox is at least, the way he pushes that pocket back, that helps the other members out on the team. So a lot of the things that Fletcher Cox does, it gets overlooked just because he ain't putting up sack numbers and things like that. But again, you can't deny Fletcher Cox the talent that he brings. And yes, I expect him to be an impact, especially with adding a blitz type of a scheme to our defense this year.
Yeah, you said it. And not only blitzing, Jonathan Gannon has spoken about moving these guys around. And look, Aaron Donald is a D tackle, but you see him come off the edge. You see him in stump packages. You see him move around. And if you could move, and look, Fletch is not as athletic as Aaron Donald, but he got quicker feet than the average defensive tackle. He can still move for a big man. And I would love to see him in some stump packages and stuff. I mean, all we do is line Fletch up and say, look, You're going to get the center and the guard coming at you. Just bully him. Just bully him.
Yes,
and
sir.
he has been injured, nicked up a little bit. Look, when it comes to his pass rushing ability, he is way under Aaron Donald at that. But there's still maybe nobody who's better than him in run stopping, and it's not the pretty stat. It's not the pretty stat knowing that when Fletcher is on the team in the middle, he's clogging it up because you don't really get that on the board. You get sacks, you get hurries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think a scheme moving Fletcher around might tire him out a little bit more, but you're going to get more of an upside. And that's where you rotate a Milton Williams in, a Hassan Ridgeway in, because now you're asking more of Fletch. He's a little bit out of gas. His snaps come down. His production goes up. And I can't wait to see that movement, Brandon Graham's been a guy who's played inside. You see a rotation of Fletch and Brandon Graham, and they're like, huh? Because if you are a right tackle or left tackle, you're watching tape of the Eagles, you're like, I'm going to watch Derek Barnett all game. Oh, Derek Barnett and maybe Brandon Graham. That's it. I want to watch their styles. Then the game comes and Fletch is up there. You're like, huh? I got to deal with this dude? So I just think there's so many things. But again, doing that defense, you need to have everybody on their P's and Q's, because if Fletcher moves, someone got to fill his spot. You have to have a lot of versatile players. It's not easy just to throw that out there right away. So I think, doing this can also offer some high reward, but some risks. And I think we got to just be easy, because the first 6 games are tough ones too. And when you have this many multiple sets and stuff like that, you need some time to get it under your belt. Chris said Fletch had 6.5 socks. I can't even talk today. It's been a long day today. I broke my phone and everything. Had to go get a new one. Trying to learn how to make thumbnails on this new phone. It was a disaster today. Today was bad.
Hey, I got a question for you, though. And I see everybody in the chat, too. Y'all let us know, too, because, we kind of overlooked it last year. I believe last year we should have, again, traded Zach Ertz. But now we're back in this situation potentially with Fletcher Cox. And there's been trade rumors, trade talks, and all of this stuff. And I see people in the chat talking about some Fletcher Cox is gone at the trade deadline. I don't think he's going anywhere this year. I'm just wanting to know what's your thoughts. Would you be open to trading Fletcher Cox? Again, I believe he's the defensive key to this team. And if we want to have a playoff push or, potentially get another one of these, hey, Fletcher's got to be a part of that, in my opinion. So I'm not looking to trade Fletcher this year. Again, I want to see this year kind of just what his impact is. If it ain't looking good, then yeah, we may need to visit or cross that bridge at that time.
Yeah, you got to look at a lot of things. If we're getting the same Fletcher Cox as last year, meaning that means he was on that steady and now slowly starting to decline, and the team is losing, and we're looking at the older guys in the salary, you definitely got to account for it. Like, look, right now, if you feel like you're optimistic about the Eagles season, you should be saying, let's keep Fletch because he's going to be a big part of us being where we need to be. If we start to see us lose games, we're not ready. Now once you start looking at year 2022, you start thinking, well, he's going to get a year older. He's going to get a lot more expensive. It's time to move him now. But that's why the first, 3 to 7 games before the deadline is very important to see where this team at, where he's at, and then you'll know, you know what I mean? There's always going to be a team that, does a lot of things well, but they can't stop the run. They're 8-3. We're 3-8. Hey, what's up? You looking at a Fletcher deal? Let's do it. You know what I mean? All that could come into play, or a team that's, 9-1, whatever record you want to say, and their D tackle goes down, and we only won 2 games. So you're right. I know you are on the, but right, as you sit right now, Notion.
Yeah.
If somebody offered you something decent for Fletcher, are you taking it, or are you going into the season and letting him play?
So right now, again, if the right value was there, if somebody's offering like 2 firsts or something like that, of course, you know what I'm saying? We got to take that, bro. I ain't even going to sit here and act like the team ain't going to take some kind of an outrageous offer like that. But I feel like like you said, like we have to go into this season and see how it is. Because I believe the only time we should be trading Fletcher Cox is if the season ain't looking right. Like you said, like we looking like we borderline in complete rebuild. Our story's been written. The season's looking like a rhapsody. Then yeah, we might want to offload Fletcher and try to get the best value for him and try to rebuild. But I mean, again, if we come out there, winning and we get on a little bit of a run, no, I'm not looking at no trade, no Fletcher Cox, unless there might be 2 first-rounders involved. That'll open up my ears, and we'd have to talk about it. So
yeah,
man, that's a tough one though, because again, Fletcher Cox. I mean, if we had a serious injury with Fletcher Cox on the defense, pretty much, in past years, the season would have been over, in my opinion. I mean, we wouldn't have been competing in 2019, 2018 if there would have been some kind of significant injury to Fletcher Cox. So again, for us, our team to have a chance, I think it's better off with Fletcher. But again, we're going to have to visit that trade situation because it's going to happen eventually. But right now, I'm rocking into this season with Fletcher.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, especially you, because you probably the most optimistic, Jalen Hurts taking all these hurdles, Trump and Dak and everybody in your mind. And hey, I would love to see that. But, if this team is going to, win in the way that a lot of people think, everybody who said double-digit wins, you're going to need Fletch to do that. You're going to need Fletch to do that. Again, the only time Fletch comes into my mind and like a guy like Howie Roseman's mind to trade, because Howie Roseman loves the trenches and he's the best player we have on the line still, period. So when I look at this, the only way Howie Roseman would think about trading Fletch is if we are booty juice by the deadline, and then you're looking for the immediate future. I mean, you're looking for the deep future. That's where Brandon Brooks, Lane Johnson, Fletcher Cox, Darius Slay, they all get thought about. Because what you do is you do this. You go to the computer and you cycle. You say, okay, cycle age. Look who's the oldest. Now cycle money. Ooh, Fletcher's one of the oldest, one of the most expensive.
Sir.
We ain't winning for 3 years. He's out of here. Now that's if. But if the Eagles are competitive, you keep them.
Got to. And honestly, I mean, if we competitive like that, I don't think we're going to be talking about trading nothing. We possibly be talking about extension. So, I mean, if we do good like that, we more than likely might be extending Fletcher Cox for some more time. So it can go either way.
Facts. Listen, we got close to 100 people in the chat. Do me 2 favors. Listen, the like button is easy. It's free. The like button don't cost a thing. Hit the like button. And also, look at the top of the chat. We have a pinned link. It's my guy. I don't know if it's Philly Notions or Philly Potions. It's one of their channels, all right? I don't know which one you're going to get on any given day, but I'm telling you, if you want to laugh and learn at the same time, go ahead and subscribe to my guy, Philly Notion. He's 53 away from 1K, and he's been having plans for 1K for a minute. You know what I mean? He grinds, sir. He does his thing. Let's get him at that 1K. That's the one thing I want to see. I want to see the Eagles win and get my guy at 1K. That's what I want to see. So now that we got some more people in here, I see they're talking about the Wentz thing. We'll revisit it one more time. It's unfortunate that Wentz went down. I think Philly Notion just dropped a video on it as well right before we went on here. Again, what do you think is going to happen with the situation we're in? And, Carson Wentz even going forward with the Colts.
So a lot of this stuff, again, because, I mean, it's still developing news. So we still getting details as the days goes on. I believe he still has to go to like a foot specialist and all this other stuff. But a lot of this is going to depend on that big word, surgery. So if he requires surgery, more than likely he's going to be shut down for a little bit. It's going to take him some time to rehab. The season starts in what? Like less than a month or about a month and some change. So realistically, Carson's going to need some time to recover. And I don't see him. If that's the case, surgery's involved, that 70 to 75% of playtime is probably out the window. So again, a lot of it's going to depend on if he's getting this surgery. But right now, even with having a foot injury, again, like this has just been the storyline of Carson Wentz's career. The man can't stay healthy for nothing. And, again, as an Eagles fan, honestly, after this year, I can care less, honestly, what Carson does with his business adventures. With, I still hope the man does good just because I ain't going to act like he ain't leave a legacy in Philadelphia. But at the same time, listen, I mean, we dodged the bullet, like you said. Like, this man could have been on our roster right now, and we would have been eating up all of that money and having to sit this man out. So, again, I know we got whatever trade value we got from Carson. Again, I'm being greedy. I wanted the first round pick. Yes, I did. But realistically, right now, my mindset's changed, and I got to be okay with accepting a conditional second or that second round pick. So that's my thoughts on it. Again, I wish this man the speedy health recovery. Hey, I hope he does come back for the Colts because, again, this is a lose-lose situation for all parties involved. The Eagles lost out on their pick. Carson Wentz has lost out. It looked like he might be destined for a permanent backup spot soon, and then you also got the Colts. You know what I'm saying? That's losing also. Don't look like they playoff hopes just went down the drain like that. So it's a lose-lose all around. That's my thoughts on it. But again, I'm accepting it now. We're probably getting that second round pick.
Yeah, and like I said, if we do get the second round, hopefully the Colts do bad, finish in the, so we get that early second. So, if Carson was there and they went to the playoffs, you're talking about pick number 28 or pick number 26. Now it turns into pick number 36. Hopefully that's where we can do 38, 39. But shout out to my guy Texas Eagle with the $5 super chat. He said, I love Fletch, but it's a business. If we stink starting the season, some of these big contracts got to go. And I think that's exactly the only way Fletch goes. And that's not me saying it. And I'm a big Fletch guy. Pause. I'm big on him. But the thing is, Howie's bigger on him. He's bigger Absolutely. On anybody on the D-line. So we would have to be horrible and then him not willing to restructure because, not even restructure. Fletch might be a guy who's made enough money. He might take a pay cut to play. We'll see. We got to be good, though. It starts with us being good.
Hey, salute the real quick. I see 2020 Vision saying a round 2 for Wentz is still good value. Absolutely. Right now, that's definitely looking like we won in that trade value. So, again, we won't take it for what it is, but it's just a shame. This man cannot stay healthy for nothing. And yeah, you ain't let me know, Mike. I don't know if you know, or maybe somebody in the chat know, but is that condition right now? If the Colts make the playoffs with Carson injured, is that still within the condition pick, or is that, are we just out of there? If they make the playoffs and Carson's still injured, I need to know because I need to know if I still need to be who's their backup, Sam Ellinger or something. I don't even know, but I need to know if I need to start watching what's going on.
I think Vic 3 said it's done. The 70%, if it's not 70% with playoffs, is done. He has to play 70% of the snaps. So
got you. Okay, so we out of there. All right.
Subscribe to my guy, Philly Notion. The link is right there. Nothing's stopping you. Watch a video too after this. He talked about Carson if you want to hear his deep thoughts. But let's get back to this. Davion Taylor, the 3rd round pick, young linebacker. He has been playing a lot. He started all 3 days, once alongside of Eric Wilson, one alongside of TJ Edwards, and he played on the side of Sean Bradley. You know, he's made some plays. He did let Dallas Goedert catch a touchdown over him today, but he did do a great deflection on Miles Sanders. Now, the reports were, because we can't really see that, Jalen Hurts threw a beauty of a dime, sailed it over Davion's head, and there was really nothing Davion could do about it. But what is your take on him possibly making a name for himself if he can get on the field in 2021?
Absolutely. So that's actually, and I know last year, I tell you, you know, when we were going into the offseason, like we all knew our linebackers were a problem in a sense, because again, you know, we had a lot of young talent. Of course, you know, ain't nobody believed in no Nate Gary. So again, last year was a problem coming into the offseason. Coming into this offseason, just watching, I have excitement for these linebackers. It's good to finally know that we have a coach that's probably going to utilize these players to their skill sets. So we all know Davion Taylor, this man is fast. And I don't know why he didn't get that much playing time last year, if you ask me. Again, we saw the abolishment of Nate Gary getting destroyed game after game, and no changes were made. I'd have put Davion in at that point in time and just rode, you know, hey, let's just, since we already, you know, got this bad linebacking situation, let's let these youngins grow out here. So my excitement for this young cast this year, again, I got high hopes for Sean Bradley. I believe what's old boy's name that's out right now? Alex Singleton. I think he's still out.
COVID out. Related.
Okay, so he's going to be out right now till he gets back. But I'm actually excited for this linebacking core because I believe the potential's there. Now, again, they're going to need the experience. Davion Taylor's going to need the experience. Sean Bradley's going to need it also. But yes, I've got excitement for these linebackers this year. Of course, we're going to find out early within the first few weeks exactly how they're built. But I've got more higher hopes than I do from last offseason coming in with our linebacker group. And a lot of that, of course, is depending on, of course, the D-line, the secondary. All of that plays in the success of the linebacker. So I think we improved with our D-line. Even though our D-line was solid last year, I think we got better on the D-line. And our secondary, we improved. So naturally, our linebackers should feel more comfortable. We ain't doing none more of that man-to-man. We shouldn't be seeing the backup, you know, jersey numbers, you know, like we did last year. So that's my hope. I'm excited. I'm ready to see these youngins play.
Facts. I'm going to talk about that. But shout out to Brian Harding. This is a Washington football fan telling my Eagles community 130 watching. Let's blitz up some likes. Come on. If a Washington football fan can hit the like to a Philadelphia Eagle content creator, y'all got to be the MVPs because y'all the real MVPs of the chat of the stream. So hit that like button. Follow my guy, Philly Notion. But yes, the linebacker position, I'm optimistic. There's no big names. There's no guy who's going to 100% take care of the middle, but you have avenues you can check. Sean Bradley offers you something. I think everybody offers you a little something, but we gotta get these linebackers to do multiple things, and that's where I think they fall. You know, Davion, athletic and fast. How good is he hitting the gaps and tackling? Sean Bradley can get that done. How quick is he? All that. I think when Alex Singleton comes back, it's going to be Singleton and Eric Wilson to be the starters. I think we're going to be playing a lot of nickel and dime, so you're going to have 2 linebacker packages, a lot of 2 linebacker packages. But an injury happens. I think Davion's the first one up. Again, Nathan Gary's not here. Thank God. Duke Riley not here. And this is what I want to talk about. I want to get your overall thoughts on this. I put a post up on Twitter, and it went crazy. Over like 100 some retweets, 1,000 likes. But this is what I put. Howie Roseman with limited resources. This is what he changed out on defense. He turned Nathan Gary into Eric Wilson. He turned Jalen Mills into Anthony Harris. He turned Vinny Curry into Ryan Kerrigan, and he turned an unknown outside cornerback to Steven Nelson. This is coming from a team who was $60 million in negative cap. And listen, Gary out for Eric Wilson. One more time, Kerrigan for Curry, Harris for Mills, and last but not least, an unknown factor because there was no day one outside starter. Last year, we forced Maddox. We first Nickel Roby-Coleman. We even had Jalen Mills come down and play corner again. And we got Steven Nelson. What is your take on just the defense taking that step to be something inside the top 15?
I'm going to tell you right now, it looks good. And I know a lot of credit, again, does not get provided to Howie Roseman. But we got to salute that man for making magic. Hey, I don't know what, again, like you said, we came into this cap situation, broke as I don't know what, in the negatives, didn't know how to work any kind of cap, nothing. But somehow Howie figured out a way to finesse, like you said, got rid of Nate Gary, picked up a solid linebacker in Eric Wilson, got rid of, who else was it? Got rid of Jalen Mills, of course. What the slot looked like a broke slot machine, but y'all know what it is. Y'all already know the slot. God, Nickel Roby-Coleman. Oh my goodness. Got rid of that, got Steven Nelson, players that are actually going to help this team. So again, I don't believe Howie Roseman gets enough credit just kind of for what he's done to this point to at least put us in a position to contend. I know the NFL's doubted us coming into this league, saying that we just going to lay down and roll over. I'm seeing the reports we going 3-14. Listen, Howie Roseman's trying to win for this organization, and that's all I could, give Howie credit for. Because at the end of the day, we all heard the fire Howie chants. This man went out there, got his Devontae Smith, put us in a competitive situation. We actually now have, I'm sure it ain't much, but we got some cap. I don't know. But I know Howie Roseman could work and maneuver this cap to at any point in time, we could have some more money. So the way he's just built this whole entire team, kind of got rid of the old, got some new, decent players in here that should help us contend and compete. I got to salute Howie right now. I ain't even going to cap. But again, he could still mess this up. Howie ain't safe. So let's go say that also. But again, I got to acknowledge he's doing the things at least to put us in contention position.
Yeah, man. And I knew that was coming at the end, too. Real quick, shout out to Chris Kavman Jr. with the $10 super chat. And he's saluting the guys on the panel, but I think he's low-key saluting Howie Roseman, too. But shout out to my guy with the $10. We appreciate that 100%. Yeah, look, Howie is not on my – he didn't just get totally forgiven because of the constant struggles we go through with him, but I couldn't have asked for a better offseason from Howie Roseman than this. Listen, and you're like, well, we had better offseasons before. Not when you look at the context of being $60 million behind the cap. Listen, he gave us a defense that could be competitive. He gave us an extra first-round pick, traded up with an enemy to hurt an enemy and get Devontae while somehow seeing the future and getting rid of Wentz for a decent price when you look at all the shenanigans. Now, like I said, he got lucky with the Wentz thing. Nobody knew. You could guess it. And Carson won it out anyways. But this man got rid of a heavy contract that we're taking some hit for this year, got us a top 10 talent while getting us a first round pick. And then he fixed the defensive wounds while bringing in coaching staff that we like. Now, Nick Sirianni, nobody wanted him. We got him. That's cool. But Jonathan Gannon was a hot commodity. There were at least a handful of teams that were hungry to get Jonathan Gannon, and we brought him in here. And 4-11 team, Howie Roseman could build this team into a possibly first in the NFC East. Just like that.
Straight like that. And again, I got a lot of slack because, I went on there and said it. Listen, Howie Roseman is built for the city of Philadelphia. Honestly, bro, I'm going to tell you, everybody throws out that word leader and this and that. Listen, the way I define the leader is anytime adversity hits, you stand up and handle whatever you got to handle. Listen, adversities hit Philadelphia. We were screaming the chance of firing Howie, all of this. Howie knew this situation was a mess. He could have walked away and been like, forget y'all. I'm out of here. I'm going to go GM somewhere else because my name is respected. But Howie said, nah, I'm going to go ahead and get this team back on track. I'm going to face the adversity. I'm going to go ahead and try to put us back in contention to try to get this right. I ain't going nowhere because I'm built for Philadelphia. So I got to salute Howie just off of his mindset. He ain't running nowhere. He's facing his problems. And from what I'm seeing, I can't argue with nothing he's done. He's at least getting us back in a situation. So, again, I know, and don't take this as everybody, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving Howie the full pass because it's not. There's still some things that he can do to mess up this whole situation. But right now, I got to give Howie flowers. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, and that's where it comes at. If you look at this offseason and say Howie Roseman was trash, you're lying to yourself. You can say he made the fire and then put it out, but he didn't just make the fire and put it out. He kind of rebuilt the establishment a little bit, and now I want to see how farther he goes with it. Shout out to D.O.
Gunner. Got Gunner in this thing.
I couldn't read it. With the $4.99 super chat, he said nothing good has come to Philly since July 4th, 1776. This year will be no different. All joking aside, I enjoy the channel. The Washington football team. Wow. I mean, look, you're welcome. He's like, why are you saying you're welcome? For the division. You're welcome. Hey, my guy, Philly Notion has put out a lot of videos this offseason letting Washington football fans know how we gifted you the division. But shout out to you, bro. It's going to be, look, Washington got better. You got to see what their quarterback does. The Giants got better around Daniel Jones. He's still not good. The Cowboys have a good team on paper. Let's see if Dak can stay healthy, and let's see if they can overcome the paper. I mean, rock might be paper, but scissor beats rock, and they don't translate on the field. I mean, breaking offensive records and go 8-8. So I got to see it to believe it. And Philadelphia finds herself, if we didn't make these moves, and I didn't see what I saw from Hurts, I would be the first one. Look, I can go into a season saying we stink. We're probably going to win a couple games, but I'm hopeful as we grow. But I think the moves we made, I cannot look at anybody in the face and say we don't have a chance. I believe we have a strong chance to win this division.
Facts. And I'm going to tell you right now, I know everybody, I'm very optimistic. I love my Philadelphia Eagles team also, but I'm just like Philly Mike. I'm going to keep it a full bean also and tell you when I think my team is sorry. So, listen, if we had to see Nick Mullins or Joe Flacco lead us out, oh, yeah, we ain't winning nothing. Let's go and put that out there right now. I don't believe we're going to have that high of a push or none of that. So, yes, y'all can't tell me from what I've seen from Jalen. That gives me all the confidence to believe in this team. I've seen the upside with my own eyes. So, again, yes, that's why I'm very optimistic, very energetic about my team, is because I know we can succeed. But, hey, it is what it is. If we were to end up rolling out, Flacco or Nick Mullins, or even if we had Carson this year, I'd probably be a little more piped down. I ain't even going to cap. But at the same time, I believe in Jalen Hurts, and I've seen it with my own eyes that he can take us to potentially the playoffs at least, because this division is straight trash juice. So, hey, this thing is wide open, and I do believe that, again, Jalen Hurts, hey, the sky's the limit for this kid.
Yeah, and shout out to Emmanuel. He said, chill with the Wentz stuff. Breaking news came out and saying that he has a chance to start week 1 after doctors review the scan on his foot. So, look, you're right. All I'm going to do is this. Get in the game, and that's it. I'm not going to really be watching him. Like, I'm not going to watch Colts games, but I'm going to do this, Best believe the game's over Sunday night. Check the box score, and that's about it to see where we're at. Shout out to Eagles Uncensored. Shout out to all the channel members in the building. Listen, we got 160 in here now. And like I said, Washington football fans are hitting like buttons. We can't let Washington fans outdo us Eagle fans. Hit the like button. It's free. It's easy. It don't cost a thing, and it's greatly appreciated. Let's get over 100 likes. 100 likes. I got a good question for Philly Notion now. Since we're talking about being optimistic, we started talking about Jalen Hurts. You see him on the thumbnail. the two bad games we saw, well, the really one bad game we saw from Jalen Hurts, as we just talked about to open this up, Jalen Hurts came out rusty day one. He got better day two, and he started slinging a rock on day three. That's all you want to see from your young quarterback. Progression, new scheme, new players. But that Dallas Cowboys game, what do you take from that? Like, we know when you look at his Arizona game and his Saints game, you say that could be the upside of Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
If he can stay consistent like that, that's great. But let me know some of the things you're worried about from the Dallas game that you kind of don't want to see translate in 2021. Let's talk about some what ifs on the opposite side of Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, definitely. So, okay, I know the biggest, one of the biggest areas Jalen was looked at last year was, of course, that Dallas game, which I don't think a lot of people put that game in perspective. We ain't going to act like Jalen didn't come out the gates. Hey, listen, threw a bomb to Deshaun Jackson. Came out there, we were rolling. That was the last time we saw Deshaun after that touchdown. So, I mean, it is what it is. Like, it was like once things started working, we got away from it. We were up on the Cowboys. We should have been running the ball, using the run game. We ain't even run the ball. So, again, Dallas starts slowly chipping away, coming back. Next thing you know, they was ahead. Then the defensive play or the offensive play calling became suspect. Again, I'm not going to put all of it on some mistakes that Jalen didn't make also, because there's things I want to see from him that I am seeing now in training camp. Hopefully he's working on, but going through, not bailing out after his first read. Now, as being a rookie quarterback, we saw that a little too much with Jalen. If the read wasn't there, the man was gone. He was running off. So I expect for this year to kind of go through his progressions. I want to see him scanning the field, using running as a last option. But I still want the man to run. So, hey, listen, I just want to see him go better, do better with his progressions this year, have a better, feel on reading the actual field. And those are the things I'm seeing now. Again, we're seeing him getting better and better and better each day. So, again, a lot of this is going to come with experience. The more work that Jalen Hurts gets, the better he's going to be. But, yeah, I'm tired of everybody trying to put a lot of slack on this versus Dallas game. Like, I mean, again, the man, they had an opportunity to win that game. And I believe coaching did a lot of us failing on us on that game. And again, yeah, Jalen made some mistakes that I want to see him kind of clean up this year, which are, again, going through his progressions and his reads.
Yeah, the completion percentage was bad, but you got to look at it in context with he was one of he threw one of the most, I can't even speak. He was one of the quarterbacks that attempted a lot of deep balls. I think he was top 7 in the league with deep balls, and that is design plays. So we weren't playing to his strength. We weren't rolling out. We were telling Jalen, throw the ball deep, throw the ball deep, throw the ball deep. I think all that changes. I think he's going to be in a system where he's not going to get too high or too low, but then the athleticism comes out. Then the dropping the dime over the middle comes out. You got the playmakers, doing more to work for him as he's getting in his groove. You heard Nick Sirianni talk about not messing with his throwing motion, but, correcting the feet in his stance, getting it squared up with his arms. Listen, the dude has upside. I just want to see him also win from the pocket, and I believe he can. Listen, I saw 2 great games. I saw 2 iffy games. It's Nick Sirianni's job now to develop him and keep him closer to that New Orleans Saints Arizona quarterback. With that being said, Jersey Boy with the $2 donation, he said, do you think we got a top 15 defense with Nelson? Go ahead, Notion, take that one first.
So, I'll go ahead and say this. I'm not going to sit here and predict the top 15 yet, because, again, I need to see the product that we got out there on the field. But I'll tell you what, when we got Steven Nelson, that definitely solidified, I would say, more or less our secondary. We shouldn't be the days of us getting, burnt just every play after play, not making any kind of adjustments. I believe that with us bringing Steven Nelson, we're going to see a lot more zone coverage. We're going to see a lot more, changes when people need help. Hopefully, giving safety help over the top, things of that. So, again, it's hard for me to say we're going to have a top 15 defense, but we have the capability and the talent to be a top 15. It's just how do we put it all together? So I'm not going to go out on the limb yet and say that it's going to be top 15, but I do expect for this, this defense to definitely be competitive, I honestly believe we're going to be more or less led by our offense this year. I think the offense is going to be more explosive with our defense complementing that this year. So, hey, if it's top 15, hey, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I think it's either going to be top 10 or we sorry. Ain't going to be no 15. It's either top 10 or we going to be bottom 20 type of situation. So that's where I see it.
Yeah, well, last year we were 20th overall when it comes to points allowed. We were like 20-something when it comes to the actual, yards per game, passing yards, because we were that bend but don't break defense, but we bent pretty far back, pause. With that being said, I do think if the defense gets executed the way I think it could, linebacker being the weak link, but it's covered by a really decent a secondary. Look at this. I think the safety tandem is going to be underrated if Ronnie McLeod is back by week 1, week 2. Harris and McLeod is not a bad pair. Now you got Slay and Nelson, who I never said Nelson was a world beater. He got beat by Devontae, but he offers you a qualified cornerback who can play outside and a scheme that's going to put him in the right position. A little bit of man, some zone, big play Slay can actually be big play Slay, no stick defense, as Chris said. So I got us coming right around that 16, 15, 14 to start the season off. I think we're going to start the season off around 16, 15, 14, and I believe it's going to go up. I don't know if I can say top 10 like my guy Kalon Jenkins. He said top 10, could finish top 5. But I do have us being around that 14, 15, 16 early on. And look, I think Gannon scheme is going to be complicated for the guys who are going to be moving around, but if done right, it could be a beauty. And the defensive ends and this D-line we're going to go as the D-line goes. If they ball out, they made Ronald Darby and Jalen Mills look acceptable. Now you got Slay and Nelson with a hefty D-line. We were 3rd in sacks last year. Let's get inside the top 2 and stop the run. Let's go.
Let's go. Hey, I agree, man. Again, as long as if we get better play again from our secondary, because one of the things Jonathan Gannon was talking about was this new principle, or what is it, the hits principle. So this team is stressing takeovers this year. So that's something I definitely see. We're going to have a huge improvements in takeovers along. So yes, sir, this defense has a chance to be a top 5, definitely top 10. Again, we got to see how they put it all together. So,
but it's funny, and I'm going to ask you this, and I think you already answered it, but I want to get your full answer, and I want the chat to answer this. I did a post on Twitter because I got some Twitter followers that don't follow me on YouTube. They just been following me from these posts I've been doing, and I did a poll on YouTube. I asked, what is going to be the strength of the Philadelphia Eagles in 2021, our offense or our defense? And both on Twitter and on the YouTube poll, defense won. And they won by a decent amount. I think both of them are like 60-40 when it comes to the public. And you just got them saying you think our offense is going to be better.
I'm going to tell you, just looking at the playmakers that we have, I believe the offense has the ability to be better than the defense this year. All we need the defense to be is a strong supporting cast. Hey, listen, get the takeovers, get the turnovers, and let the offense ball out. But yes, I do believe, looking at all the talent that we have a lot of talent on offense that, yes, if it's used right, this offense can be lethal. So, yes, I believe that we could potentially be led by our offense. Again, I know we got some studs on defense. We were were we the top sack leader or 2nd or 3rd last year in sacks? Third. So, again, I know our line is stout. I know our biggest question last year was the secondary. I believe that's changing, but I do believe, yes, our offense is probably going to have a better impact, a more impact than our defense this year.
And look, I was really with you. For the longest part of the offseason, I was saying offense is the strength. But again, when you look at what we did in free agency, we did sign Kerryon Johnson off waivers, get draft Devontae Smith as a rookie. But the free agent signings went to fix the defense. Again, Anthony Harris, Ryan Kerrigan, Eric Wilson, and Steven Nelson. And so I think I'm leaning towards defense. That is not saying the offense ain't going to be good. That's me saying I think this defense is low-key going to take a big step forward, and free agency showed that. You know what I mean? You invest 4 different positions. The D-line, you got a better guy, middle linebacker, safety, and cornerback. You added talent. We upgraded in every position. And again, I don't think our defense was as bad as people make it out to be last year, talent-wise, besides Jim Schwartz, scheme, injuries, and we can't make excuses for Nathan Gary. Like, the dude was straight bad.
Basura.
But I like it. I like it, though, that you still cling to the offense. And if the offense is leading us, now you're talking about a dangerous team.
Like, bro, and that's the thing. I got high expectations for this offense. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm not threatened. Like, I really believe in Jalen Hurts like that. And, I mean, y'all could try to, convince me otherwise, but I've seen this man go from, Alabama, hitting the bottom maps there. Of course, yeah, he played a huge part in them getting that title, getting sent over to Oklahoma, doing his thing there, turning up over there, becoming a Heisman Trophy runner-up. I mean, I'm just saying, the man goes to different places. He goes there and succeeds. Listen, we got a lot of talent on this offensive side of the ball now. I believe with having, players like Devontae Smith, that's instantly going to boost the chemistry. I believe this offense is going to run the ball more this year. Miles Sanders, we ain't going to act like he wasn't leading the league at a point in time, with yards per carry. So I believe if we could really put that together, oh yes, this offense can be very lethal. So again, we saw Quez Watkins, not getting used last year, but when he is getting used, making plays. So if we actually use our playmakers this year, I believe our offense could do some damage, starting in this division, which of course I'm not threatened by. So again, it is what it is. I think our offense is going to make strides this year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And this is a good question to piggyback off what you just said. Jersey Boy with the $2 donation. Do you think our offense can be explosive like that Michael Vick, LaShawn McCoy, Sean Jackson, Jeremy Maclin 2010 offense? Give me your comparison. Like, you don't got to go each one, but kind of could we be that fast on turf takeover on offense? Do you think it compares to 2010?
Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I believe that potential is there. I mean, look at all the dynamics, right? So you've got, of course, we got a new coach coming in, right? Just like we did that year when Chip came in, changed everything up. As long as the offensive plays are rocking, I mean, yeah, you got Jalen Hurts, who's a quarterback who's actually going to throw to his receivers. He's not going to force it, to tight ends constantly. So I see us airing the ball out. We got Devontae Smith. He can stretch the field. Jalen Reagor, of course, right now he's going through his challenges just with his health, but I expect him to be there during the season. Hey, listen, we got some explosion that can be used on this team. So 2010 is a very high possibility depending on what kind of plays we run and how this team puts it together. But yes, I see the same kind of explosion happening this year. Indeed.
Yeah. When you look at the roster, you can try to say Deshaun Jackson, Devontae Smith. Smith ain't as fast, but is more versatile than Deshaun. Deshaun was running certain routes when he came into the league. I think this guy got all the routes under his belt. And you look at Jeremy Maclin, probably more of a possession guy, better than Jalen Reagor, but Reagor got that yak. He came into the league second to CeeDee Lamb in yards after the catch, but we keep throwing this guy deep balls. I'm not saying we can't throw a guy a deep ball every once in a while, but give the man the ball in space. Let him work. And then you look at Shady and Miles Sanders, and Miles Sanders had 3 runs last year of over 70 yards. He's a home run hitter. He got the joysticks that, the cut on a dime. He doesn't cut like Shady on a dime, but he has that ability if we give him the rock and play with him like that. They both came into the league. It's crazy when you look at Miles Sanders and Shady because, look, They were both second-round picks. They were both pick 53 overall, and they're both 3 pounds and a half an inch different. So it's crazy. Second, 53, an inch and a couple pounds off, and it's a decade away. It wasn't 8 years. It was 2010 and 2009 10 season and 1920 season. I lied. 2000. When did Miles get drafted? 2017.
Was it 17? Yeah,
18.
I think it was 17. No, wait. No. It wasn't the 17. It was the year after. So 18.
18. So 2008 is when Shady came out. My bad. But I said the things are there. The only difference is Michael Vick was more proven than Hurts. But I'm looking at Hurts' upside, and it could be fun. This could be a very fun year. And the dynamics even going to be better. Shout out to Philly Fresh. He said 19, and I think he was right. Yeah.
It was 19. Okay.
Season.
Salute.
18-19 season. But this year could be fun for a multitude of reasons. One, the expectations, even though they're high because we're in Philadelphia, we understand if things go wrong, there's a lot of new elements. So I don't think we want to win, but if things go wrong, we have legit okay, we got to take a second for a little bit. New coach, new quarterback, new everything. Everybody's young. But if things start to bounce off, you can fall back on, remember what everybody was saying? You can fall back on just taking the league by storm, being in your element, and just really going to work, knowing that we were counted out every single day in the offseason. USA writing articles like 3 and 14, stuff of that sort. Did we both freeze? Did I freeze?
I don't even know. It looked like it froze up or something. I don't even know. You good?
Yeah, chat, let me know if we're good. But shout out to Angry Joker with the $2 super chat. He said, I have high hopes for Hurts and Smith. Love you, fam. Shout out to you, my guy. I agree. That tandem is going to be good. So they're saying we're good. There goes that pick from the Colts. Young Dash just getting in here. Shout out to you, my guy. We talked about that a lot earlier on, but we just hit over an hour and 7 minutes. We're going to go for a little bit more. Shout out to Philly Fresh in the building. If you haven't subbed to him, go check him out. And listen, Philly Notion is on the road to 1K. On the road to 1K. He needed 53 more subscribers when he got on. 53. Do me a favor, chat. You don't even got to go to the search bar or nothing. If you haven't subbed up my guy Philly Notion, the top of the chat, there should be a link that's pinned. All you got to do is click it and hit the red button. I'm telling you, he keeps it energetic. You get good things when you go to his channel. So with that being said, I know my guy got things to do. Later on, we're going to chop it up for maybe 10 more minutes. Shout out to everybody in the chat, though, because we kept like $150 plus in here for the majority of the stream. We greatly appreciate you guys on a Friday night. You know, Philly Mike is going to go hit the liquor store after this.
Salute.
But so I guess we're good. We weren't going out. Shout out to Angry Joker. I know Hannibal. That's my guy. Al Kabir, the analyst, said, get this man to 1K. He needs, look, if there's legitly 50 people in here that haven't subscribed to him, all I need you guys to do it. Do it for the culture. Mike, Philly Notion, the Eagles. Let's go. With that being said, let's get to some before preseason record predictions, because this is where some people go a little all in. Some people are still all out. Some people are right there in the middle. So chat, let me know your record predictions too. I said score predictions. We ain't playing it, are
we getting close though. What, preseason's by the way, like in 12 days, bro? So we about to start seeing some kind of hitting and some thumping out there. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It is. We're there. We're there. With that being said, chat, let me know your record predictions, and Philly Notion, go ahead and let them know where you see the Eagles team flying to.
Hey, you already know, my guy. I got us taking all the way off. Hey, listen, I got us possibly going on the high side, 12-5. That's what I got us looking at potentially for my record. On the low end, I'm looking at 10-7. So my lowest, yes, I look at this season as being a 10-win season easily. But at the same time, listen, again, I know we're gonna have some bumps along the way, but a lot of these teams, especially within our division, I'm not worried about none of those games really. I mean, we'll probably split with a couple teams, but there's a team that I believe is catching the broom in the division. And the only other teams outside of the division that potentially threaten this might be either the Chiefs, maybe the Bucks, maybe another sleeper team up in there. But hey, I'm seeing us going 12-5. This season's going to depend on, of course, the health and the success of Jalen Hurts. As long as we run the ball, we pass the ball, hey, make good decisions out there. This defense out there getting takeaways. Oh, yeah, 12-5 is realistic. Low end, I'm looking at 10-7. That's how I'm looking at it, brother.
Dang. So my guy Philly Notion said high side 12-5 and low side 10-7. So a 2-game difference. When I'm looking at this chat, bro, I see a lot. I see 11-6, 12-5, 10-7, 12-5, 11-6, 10-7, 10-7 minimum, 13-4. And then I see Jersey Boy coming in with the 9-8.
With the 9-8, hey.
And Get Nasty coming in with the 8-9, respectfully, guys. So now I'm gonna go. But look, for a long portion of the chat was going with you, man. They were all in them double digits. Then we got haters. No way he's an Eagle fan. I can't see his
4-13.
Look, my low side, if things go wrong, is 6 wins. I see a scenario. I don't see it, and I hope not. But if Hurts needs a little bit longer to get going, Nick Sirianni, who I think grasps football great, but who knows how he comes out the gate play calling, because he's like, I know what I want to do, but maybe he calls him at the wrong time. He got to get comfortable. So I got a scenario. There's no way we're winning less than 5 games, just for this fact. Carson Wentz was the worst quarterback in the league. Doug Peterson refused to run the ball. We had 100,000 people injured on the offense and the defense side of the ball. Just that. So you go. I'm not saying Hurts is going to be top 10, but he won't be the worst. That's an upgrade. Nick Sirianni will run the ball. That's an upgrade. And we knock on wood. But there's no way we can have that many injuries. Hope to God, no. And if that's the case, that's 3 wins right there. That gets you around 6 or 7. So here's my thing. I got the low end being 6 wins and the high end, I think maybe we could jump to a 10, but I got it like 9. That's where I had it. I had 6 to 9 is window.
Hey, and I mean,
I want to get on y'all side. I want to be claiming double-digit wins.
So the only thing, honestly, bro, that's going to derail that, you mentioned it, I believe, would be injuries. Now, if injuries happen to some core players, of course, let's go and be realistic. If something happens to our French or our quarterback, or, if Devontae and, Miles Sanders are out, yeah, that's going to change our season dramatically. But assuming this team is going to roll out there healthy, our O-line, again, I know we're already having some early challenges, but if they could bounce back and stay solid, oh, yes, 10-win season easily. Only the turn I see, holding that back, injury, of course. So I just hope for full health, my guy.
Yeah, and in football, you're never going to get full health, but you want to get your core guys to stay the majority of the season and stuff of that sort. And listen, I do see a scenario that if health is on our side and Jalen Hurts is a B-plus quarterback, oh my gosh, look out. If Jalen Hurts is a B-plus quarterback and health is on our side, look out. But I am accounting for everything. I'm talking about the hiccups from multiple positions, important positions, because of the youth, and that's coaching staff and quarterback. Maybe even Devontae with the low we're giving him. I think he's going to ball out. He's a stud. Let me get to the super chat real quick. Robert Dredden with the $4.99 banger. What up, fellas? Just got the COVID shot, so I'm under the weather. Hopefully Carson Wentz gets a speedy recovery. Boo Dallas and go Birds. Hey, hopefully you get better, though, because you normally really give it to the Cowboys. For you to only say boo Cowboys, you must be under the weather, because you normally come at their necks.
Salute.
But so here's my thing: 4 wins last year with a coach that I think couldn't call a game, a quarterback that couldn't play, and an offensive line that just wasn't there. So all this 3-14, 4-win stuff, no. But in a case where there is some injuries and the coaching staff and quarterback take a little bit to get going, I could see a 6 or 7 win season. And again, if you look at the trajectory, 6 or 7 is more than 4. It's the beginning of a new era. We got a lot of stuff still, so it's not like burn the city down. Again, we got to look at the context of what we do it in. But this was my prediction before we added Steven Nelson. I'm not trying to change too much. Steven Nelson is not a world beater, but it really gives you flexibility on what you can do on the defensive side. And I think we have one of the best D-lines in the game. So I do see a scenario where we win 8, 9, maybe 10 games. And I don't think it's going to take but 9 or 10. I think the winner of this division is going to win between 9, 10, maybe 11 if a team gets hot, and then a hot team could be the Eagles. The hot team could be the Eagles. I don't see Dallas, Washington, or New York going no higher than 11 or 10. So listen. This is the big thing I've been saying. The first 6 games is tough, bro. I don't know what you have us going in them first 6. But if we start the season 3-3, watch out. And other people are going to look at it like 3-3, you're 500. The game, two of them losses will be the Chiefs and the Bucks, Super Bowl champion and Super Bowl appearance. If we start 3-3, then we got teams like the Broncos, the Lions, the Jets, the Raiders. So if we start 3-3 with a tough schedule, then you can find yourself rattling off 4 of the next 5. And that's when it's like, then you go from Philly Notion to Philly Potion.
Yes, sir. Hey, you already know it, bro. Hey, look, I got our first few games that we coming out. I know, we got some tough battles in the first couple games. The Bucks is on the list. The Chiefs is on the list. I got those realistically as losses. But I got us upsetting some teams too, like week 3 in Dallas, which I'll be up in the stadium. So y'all make sure, y'all check it out. Check the vibes out after that, because that's going to probably determine how I'm going to be feeling for the season, because I got us coming out of Dallas with a W. So, believe me, there's a lot of games that I think, we might possibly maybe slip one against like Detroit or something like that, but none of those teams on that schedule scare me, and we could realistically beat all of them teams. So, yeah, 12-5. I'm not, that's my high upside. That's the most wins I think we can get. But again, I see this as being a 10-win season, and that was pretty much determined once we got Steven Nelson. Once we got Steven Nelson, I felt more confident the 10-win season, again, was on the way. So we're going to find it out. But, I ain't budging off of that, bro. I believe we coming for the 10-win season easily this year, and we taking over this division, regardless of how any of these rivals feel. We ain't asking. We taking it. That's how we rocking, bro.
I love it. And like I said, you love that energy. Go subscribe to my guy. He's really like 53 away. I haven't checked, but when we started this, he was 53 away. And I would greatly appreciate it when we get off this. I say, dang, my guy got that 1K. He's giving you that smoke. But look, I will say this. In my live stream I did when we when we signed Steven Nelson, I was really starting to push to that close to double digits. Again, I just want to let people know that there is a chance that all the due diligence we all did on these question marks, being Hurts long-term with his consistency, we know the upside's there, but can he be consistent? Sirianni, Gannon, all these one-year deals, and the health of this football team, it looks like it's trending in the right way. Like, Nick Sirianni looks the part. Jalen Hurts looks the part. So the question marks look good, but they're still not answered, and that's why I fully can't. But when we drafted Steven Nelson and I saw the vibe of this team, I saw the light. I saw the light. And I look close to the double digits. And so it's going to be interesting. I think the NFC East is going to be competitive all year. So I think it's going to be like this team's leading. Now this team's leading. Now this team's tied. And it's a 3-way tie. It's a 2-way tie. It's going to be an epic season. And it's the brand new start of Hurts and Sirianni. I love everybody's optimism. Hey, the best part is when the chat be saying them double digits and I'm just reading them off. It's always good to see Eagle Nation feeling good because at the end of the day, it's entertainment. I know we take this seriously though. You know what I mean? It's a little bit more to entertainment. And this is going to be a great season. We got trained and as somebody said, you act like someone said, I think it was this guy right here. I don't know how to say his name. He said, y'all act like y'all going to play them on Sunday. I said, no, but that's what it is. Training camp wasn't here last year, so we hyped. Preseason wasn't here last year.
Yes,
I'm counting all this stuff like it's day one of the season.
Yes, indeed. And I tell you one thing, and I know there's everybody's got different opinions on things. I get that. But one thing that can't be denied is this Eagles season this coming year is about to be exciting. Whether you watching the team to hate or whether you're watching a team to cheer. We don't know what we're getting yet, but the excitement's going to be there. And again, by looking at this team and, the talent that they do have on it, the possibilities there for this team to be great. So ain't nobody going to convince me we just need to go and fold the season. We in complete rebuild mode because that ain't the case. We're coming out there ready to compete. And I believe this team is about to turn some heads this year.
Hey, man, I can't wait. Hour and 21 minutes into this. Appreciate my guy Philly Notion for coming on. Like I said, the last time I got him on was the Cowboys game in the regular season. It's been long overdue. Go check out Philly Notion's channel. It's in the description. I mean, it's not even in the description. It's the pin link. You see that beautiful purple? I don't really like purple anyway. I don't know why I called it beautiful. But that purple, click it. He said, see you in 22 in Indy, Eagle fans. I was at the link in 18. Hey, shout out to you, Colts fan. Like I said, man, hey, Carson going down affects you, and it affects us still because we had a first round pick tied to him, and I wanted to see what he did over there, but it is what it is.
Everybody lost in that. I'm telling you, Carson lost, the Colts lost, the Eagles, we lost our pick. Ain't no winners in that.
Facts. With that being said, we about to close this out. 8:24. Go ahead and say your overall thoughts. Hey, let them know where to find you and tell them, listen, 50 away from 1K. Hit the button.
Hey, y'all already know. Hey, listen, appreciate everybody in this chat for swinging through. Y'all know ain't none of this possible without none of y'all's help and none of y'all's push. So, again, we appreciate all the love. I know I appreciate all the love and support. I'm on that grind to that 1K like my guy Philly Mike said. We right around that corner. Once I get to that mark, hey, y'all know, and I said it from day one, once I hit the 1K, I got a $100 gift card giveaway I'm doing. So, again, that's going to be rocking live. I do giveaways and stuff like that from time to time on the channel. So, once I hit that mark, y'all know what it is. Your boy Notion going live with a plan. Somebody going to go ahead and win that $100 gift card. So, again, it's all love and support. Hey, I'm excited about this season that lies ahead. So, hey, again, I understand some people may have different opinions thinking that we might be sorry this year. That's cool. I'm not sleeping. I know this team got potential. I'm ready to see it. So, again, if y'all new to checking out my channel, hey, feel free. It's Philly Notion. My man got it pinned in the link. Hey, y'all know what it is. Go and slide by and go hit that subscribe because y'all know we on that grind. So, hey, appreciate the love, my guy. You already know the season's just starting, so we're going to have a lot more stuff rocking. So appreciate the love, my dude.
You already know. Shout out to Emmanuel. Listen, me and Notion hasn't said anything joking around about his injury. Notion went as far as to say, he feels bad for him, which is nothing but the best. I can't talk no more today. Today's gots to end. But nothing but the best and all that stuff. And yes, there's no ill will. The one thing I do and I know is not to make fun of any injury as an Eagle fan because what goes around comes around, and we've been getting smacked with that for the longest time. So I don't mess around with that.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Again, prayers out for Carson. I hope the man gets better. Again, the only reason why we got to keep dibs on it, we know we still got a tie to Carson right now. So, again, I'm hoping Carson does. Again, I told Mike earlier, listen, we ain't going to act like Carson didn't leave a legacy here in Philadelphia. Again, whether y'all like it or not, he played a pivotal role with us getting one of these. So we're going to put respect there. But at the same time, Everybody in this situation lost with Carson. So I hope the man gets better. I hope he comes back for week. I'm hearing some week 3 reports. He might be back. He might be there at the start of the season. Ain't no telling. All this stuff's still developing, but I pray the man gets better. And hey, I still want my first round pick. So I hope I see him 70%. That's what it is.
Exactly. With that being said, listen, you heard the man himself say $100 giveaway. So, I mean, if you're not subscribed, you can find yourself $100 richer. If you do subscribe and win it, throw me 25 of it, though. But until next time, y'all know what time it is. We out. Peace.
Salute.